What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we are speaking the language of bromance. Shawn, there was something we were going to talk about, but I said, no, we're not doing that. We're talking about something else.
Because you are super concerned about something.
I was super concerned about something that had happened to me, not happened to me, but something that I'm afraid is going to happen to me. Okay. And you tried to reassure me like, no, this isn't a thing.
Nope.
Don't worry about it. You're going to be fine.
It's a myth. It's like the calls coming from inside the house, completely fake. It's an urban legend.
I, Shawn, am looking to the place we go to find all our answers. We go to the internet, and I found places that are telling me it's a thing, and so now we're talking about it.
What are we going to talk about, Richard? We're going to get into some bro science, some bro health.
Oh my God, it is. It is totally bro science. It's totally bro health. All right, Shawn, what I'm talking about is called death grip syndrome.
So when you mentioned this, I thought you were talking about like whenever somebody pleasures themselves too much, they have a super strong like handshake. Like their grip's really strong when they grip your hand.
Oh, I gotcha. Like you see, I always felt like that's a like a showing off thing.
It's like a power play.
Like you go to shake somebody's hand and they like squeeze it way too tight.
Yeah.
Because they're like, it's like they're fucking trying to prove something.
Yeah. It's like, I'm a real man. You're like, ow. Like you're not. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously. You didn't have to squeeze my hand to prove that point.
Right? Yeah, you
Son
just
of a
look
bitch.
at my eyes and you can see the total beta that lives inside.
I mean, look at this shirt. It's like a Polly Pocket shirt. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. All you gotta do is just stare into these doe eyes of mine, and you're like, yeah. And then the little girl inside just runs and hides.
I mean, I came to this party carrying my own little my kids meal thing. What the hell are those things called? Kids meal.
Happy Meals?
Happy Meal, yeah. I had a Happy Meal and had a turtle toy. I came here wearing a turtle shirt.
Okay. But no, Shawn, that's not what it is. This isn't the case of the like alpha male that's, trying to prove what a man he is, and ultimately does prove it because, like I said, living inside me is a 5-year-old girl.
Scared little girl. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's okay. That's why we do a podcast.
Yeah. So that way I don't have to face those people in life unless I go outside. No, Shawn, death grip syndrome is apparently a thing where if you masturbate too much, then you lose sensation.
Uh-oh. And I don't like. I completely 100% think this is fake. Like this is something like it's like whenever they tell you like, hey, if you do that, if you pleasure yourself, guess what? You're going to go blind. If you play with it too much, you're going to go blind.
So that's what you're saying it is. It's the same thing your mom told you when you were like.
But Richard, there's something weird with your camera. It's been blurry for the last couple months.
I'll fix it later.
That's what I tell my wife.
Plus, your palms are covered in hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my dad said it's hereditary. Laura, he's making masturbation jokes, and I'm the butt of it.
He's calling me out, Laura. Well, John, you are in the bathroom for a long time.
You really take those long shots.
I'm 45 years old, Laura. It takes me a minute. God.
I've got the death grip, Laura.
A death grip around your fucking neck, Laura.
Oh, if only, John. What?
Oh, sweet release. No, Shawn. So this masturbation death grip syndrome, I mentioned it because I had read it somewhere. I don't know. It was some rando post that I saw on some rando site. I read this thing like a week ago, and for some reason it was one of those things that like planted a seed in the back of your head. You know how sometimes you see something like kind of in passing or on a whim, and it's something that you don't think about until like a week later or 2 weeks later, and it finally comes up, and then you're like, holy shit. That's
my
exactly
God.
what
I have like some disease.
I am a Taurus, and so obviously I'm a stubborn ass.
Yeah. Wait, aren't you supposed to be a bull?
Yeah, but they're still stubborn.
You know what Capricorns are, which I am, Richard?
What's that?
Horny goats.
My wife's a Capricorn.
Oh. Huh.
What are you saying about my wife? You son of a bitch. Okay, so I mentioned this. I just mentioned this casually. And so here's the reason I mentioned it is because last week drank too much. Drank way too much. Okay? Like you do. You know, you're
happens.
out, you're having a good time, you're
It's a Friday
doing whatever.
night. Yeah, throw a few back. Always catches up to you too. Like you're like, "Oh, I'm okay." And somebody's like, "Hey, more shots?" You're like, "Sure." And then like you're like, "Oh God, what time is it?" Like 11:30 in the morning. Like, oh God, it's gonna be a long day.
It always happens with me and hard liquor where like I'm going and everything's fine, and then all of a sudden like the whiskey fairy just shows up and punches me in the face.
It's like, guess what? You're gonna be worried about vomiting for the next 2 hours.
Yay! Whap! That's what she does.
I always get really messed up if I start switching. Like if I start with like, oh, I'm just gonna drink like a beer or two. And then somebody's like, hey, let's do shots. Like, okay, one shot. And it's like, oh, let's go to like mixed drinks. You're like, oh, I'm a fucking American. I'm gonna start doing hard whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you black out and you're like, hey, what happened last night?
And then the person next to you says, I don't know, but it was amazing.
I'd totally do it again.
And then you're like, who are you? Oh, sorry. Name's Jeff. Where's my wife? She's at my house with my wife.
Oh, I think we screwed this up, Jeff. I don't think we did it at all.
You want me to make breakfast? No, I don't want you to make breakfast.
Wait. What do you make for breakfast? Like, what's your specialty? Biscuits and gravy. Well, since you're here,
how do you like your eggs in the morning? Fertilized? I don't have eggs. That's not how this works. Did you take a biology class?
No, but I did take a cooking class. So scrambled it is.
So anyway, so I was out, drank too much, like you do, and through the course of my life, I have never had an issue when it came to
erectile dysfunction.
No, not erectile. It's not erectile dysfunction.
Richard,
it really
this is
isn't.
a safe place.
No, no. Let's be clear. I'm gonna be clear for you, and I'm gonna be clear for you people out there. There is no erectile dysfunction.
Our last brocation says otherwise.
I want you to look deep into my eyes. Viewership, listenership, internetship. There is no erectile dysfunction. No, the issue I've had, and this has happened the last 2 times over the course of the last 3 months.
You know, our audience right now is like, oh my God, this is where it comes out. Rich is going to be like, I think of you every time.
It's always right at the end. And then, but wait, if I thought about you every time, then why would I not finish?
That's a good point. Like you finish, you're like, that's all the bromance we have for this show. Man, just like, I didn't mean to bring it up, but that's kind of weird.
You get done, every time you get done, you're like, now I'm going to eat the beef.
Why do you always have to want me to say, and I'm Shawn? And I'm Shawn. And I'm Shawn.
So what's happened? This has happened, like I said, the last 2 times I've drank too much and gone to have sex. I don't finish. I go and I go and I go and I go.
We talked about this pre-show. Like, I didn't know if it was the like pressure of being like, you get home late. Amanda's like, all right, you got 10 minutes. And you're like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, here comes 3 hours of marathoning it.
Yeah, I'll go for like 45, 50 minutes. And it's not like 45, 50 minutes of like slow jam. Like, let's put on, a Sting record or wherever the fuck I don't know. Something slow. I can't think of anything. Put on like Don't Speak by No Doubt on repeat. And, it's not that. It's a good like 30 minutes of like just fucking just try to jackhammer it, and I can't do it. I can't do it, Shawn.
Yeah, and after some point you just get done with it too. You're like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, that's what ends up
Depression
happening.
sets in.
So after like 45, 50 minutes, I'm like, I'm just fucking worn out. I'm tired. I can't do it anymore. It's over.
You're like, I'm sorry, babe. Like, I can't. Let's just go to bed. And you just hear.
And she's like, is it in yet? Oh.
Not anymore.
But then I feel genuinely bad. I feel bad because then I'm like, oh God, like, I don't want her to think that like this is because, you know.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I knew it. You were dancing with that guy at the bar. That's what you really want, isn't it? Well, I mean, no. Yeah. Well, he did cook really good breakfast.
I mean, wait.
He said he cooked me breakfast in the morning. He asked me how I liked my eggs. When was the last time you asked me how I like my eggs, Amanda?
Not fertilized. See, that's all I'm asking for.
Scrambled with cheese. That's all I want. A little bit of pepper, a little salt, and bacon.
Can't finish. 45 minutes, 50 minutes go by. Like, and I'm being borderline abusive in terms of the speed and force to which I'm thrusting.
Don't make yourself sound out like you're Pete Holmes or anything.
I'm not Pete Holmes. I'm Petey Holmes. You know what I mean?
They call me Little Petey Holmes.
Little Petey Holmes. That's me.
I'm like the little engine that couldn't.
So this made, and so as soon as that happened, this article that I read the week before, 2 weeks before, all of a sudden, like that seed had now sprouted into a tree because I'm like, oh my God, I have death grip. Like that's what it is. That's what's happened. I've lost sensation, and now my whole sexual, career as you and I know it, as trivial and pointless as it was, is now over.
Well, it was a good run, boys, but time for that bath with a toaster.
Yeah. It's like you spend all your time in the minors, and then finally you're like, holy shit, I'm 50 years old. Time to hang myself.
Yep. I'm never going to make it to the big leagues. Amanda's like, well, what's the big leagues, Richard? For breakfast in the morning with Jeff.
So I'm saying this to you. This is all pre-show. This is what happened pre-show. We had something we were going to talk about. And then I mentioned this thing, and then you're being the kind and gentle and sweet person you are. You're like, "Oh, it's not a thing."
Yep. Well, normally like stuff like this, I'm like, "Hey, this is probably a little bit too TMI for us." But you're very concerned about this. Like you were like,
you saw the fear in my eyes.
I'm trying to talk about like, okay, we're going to talk about this dude that got attacked by a bear and a lion and other stuff. And you're like, did he have death grip? I'm like, what's death grip? Like, I'm very concerned about this. I'm like, Richard, we're going to do this show. You're like, no, I found an article. We need to talk.
Here it is. Look at this. Help me.
Does this look blue to you? Should I see a doctor?
Quick, look at it. Look.
Yeah, you should see a doctor.
For other stuff, not for the death grip, because that's not real. Okay, so I found some sites, and we're gonna go over this stuff together because number one, it's a little funny, and number two, I feel like together we can figure out if A, this is really a thing, and B, if it is, then how do I get past it? Or actually, no, B, if this is a real thing, do I have it? And C, if it is a real thing and I have it, then how can we fix it?
I feel like we're gonna go through this, and you're gonna have to go to like a rehab center, like a death grip rehab center. Hi, I'm Richard. I haven't had feeling in my loins for 6 months.
I yearn to be touched. No, Shawn, I want you to take my hand, and together we're going to fix my penis.
All right, let's do this. I would do that for you. Like, if you're like, hey, Shawn, I've got this serious issue. I need to go to death grip rehab. I'd go with you because I'm that friend.
What do you think? What would death grip rehab be like?
I don't know. I mean, it's like
it'd just be a big circle jerk.
Well, I mean, I think it'd be the opposite of that. Because like we get to the end of this episode, like, hey, if you're experiencing these things, you should stop any sexual contact for 6 months. That would be what death grip rehab would be. It's like non-erotic.
Yeah.
Like the most
and then
non-erotic
afterwards, they just get you, they gather you all in a circle and they're like, all right, first one that finishes gets to go home. And we're all just frantically just whacking away. I'm like, no, Shawn, why are you doing it overhand? Who jerks off overhanded? This is how we've always done it.
First one done. Like, you're not even here because you have a problem.
You're here for me, moral support. And you know what I'm getting? No moral support right now.
But they have great muffins, Richard, and orange juice.
A, you finished first. B, you got some on my hand. Now it looks like I finished you first.
We're wearing the same shirt. I told you to wear a different shirt.
This is fucked up. People are going to look at us.
You got a little excited when you found out we were rooming together, too. People are going to ask questions, Shawn.
Oh, they're asking. They're asking. All right. So I found this is USCB. So the University of something.
So this is legit. A university studying this.
This is a .edu website. Yes.
Ah, yeah. See? Yeah. Bro science. Bro health.
So
we're not doctors, but we play one on a podcast.
This is let's see if I can find University of California, Santa Barbara. All right. So they're talking about, they're going to refer to it as DGS, masturbation death grip syndrome.
So first off, so the University of California, so you're one of the students that show up like, so I've got a project I'd like us to start looking at. Okay, Steve, what would that be? Death grip. What's death grip, Steve?
Is that where somebody shakes your hand too hard and you're like, what are you doing? No, that's not it at all.
It's where somebody loses feeling in their penis and all the girls look at him. It's like, well, not me.
No, everything's fine down there. Ladies?
Asking for a friend, right, Brian? You're a son of a bitch, Steve. I told you that in confidence.
One time Jeff was at my house.
God, that guy can make some homemade biscuits.
Okay, so this is the article from the University of California, Santa Barbara. They're saying, what is death grip masturbation? So they refer to it as retarded or delayed ejaculation. Now, first of all, not very PC. I understand it's a scientific article, but do we have to call it retarded ejaculation?
Yeah. That's kind of got some bad connotation. Well,
right?
So the thing I'm thinking of, like, as a man, it's like, hey, if I come too soon, I get strikes against me. If I come too late, strikes against me. Like, I got like a 2-minute window I got to meet.
You know, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like, you're just putting me in a smaller and smaller box.
Oh, man. So women, it's like, hey, you come too quick, so what? You get a couple extra ones. If it takes you too long, it's the dude's fault.
Yeah.
Tiffany.
No shit. Where are you? Banna. Where are you at?
It's not my fault.
It's your fault.
Amanda's not
How's
home,
it my
right?
fault?
Tiffany's not home here. That's why I was yelling. Amanda's not your house, right?
No.
I feel safe. This is a safe place, Richard.
We're in a safe place, right? Okay, so delayed ejaculation is one of the least common, understood, and researched subjects of all male ejaculation disorders.
There's only 1% of men who can last longer than 2 minutes.
Let's see. The DSM defines it as the persistent or recurrent delay in or absence of orgasm after a normal sexual excitement phase during sexual activity that the clinician, taking into account the person's age, judges to be adequate in focus, intensity, and duration.
Oh, God. Is this like growth charts? So, like, okay, you're between the ages of this and this, you should take this long. Between this and this, you're this long. If you're over 80...
If that chart exists, I would love to see it.
That'd be interesting.
I want to see where I'm at.
Do like time
that's
trials.
Right. I've got the sexual stamina of an 85-year-old.
I'm in the 75th percentile for my age group.
Nailed it.
Tell your wife, and she's like, "How do you know that? Wait, I thought we talked about this. You went to death grip rehab. What are you doing? You're relapsing.
Masturbated with a stopwatch again, didn't you?
You're relapsing, Richard. We have to send you back." I poke my head in and it's like, "Oh, great, let's go. Brocation."
While it is only estimated that symptoms are reported at low rates in literature, rarely exceeding 3%, clinical experiences, some urologists and sex therapists are reporting an increase and prevalence of self-diagnosed death grip syndrome.
Now, is that like legit? Because like if you're in clinical things, like people are watching you, like I would get a little
That's a
stage
good
fright.
point. Like they're like, all right, go into this room and jerk off.
You pull your phone out and they're like, wait, what are you looking at? Oh my God, you're looking at that?
Yeah.
Like what?
And they're like, where's the cup? They're like, we don't need it for a sample. We just need you to finish.
Well, not with that attitude. I mean, geez.
Fine, I didn't want to give you a sample anyway. It's mine. It's mine, and I'm gonna keep it. Give me a cup. I'm gonna get my own sample for myself. You sons of bitches. Now I can't even start. I am so not in the mood right now.
Do I get breakfast after this?
So how does one get death grip syndrome? It's that when it comes to masturbation, it is often easy to get into a routine after it becomes clear through experimentation and discovery that particular motions and degrees of pressure induce more stimulations than others. So basically saying like, you know, you're hanging out and you're like, oh, that feels nice. Keep doing that.
So I wonder if it's like you do it too much so you kind of like, you know, like the lock to get it done, so there's not as much excitement anymore.
Yeah.
It's like 4 to the left, 3 to the right, 2 to the middle. And bedtime.
Yep. Ugh. And yawn. And actually, no, what happens is and pop and then shame and then clean up and more shame and then sleep. Really, it's not all that different from sex now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, no, I'm sad.
Yeah, it's all right.
As a result, many men discover that a tight grip coupled with vigorous strokes allow for an extremely fast way of reaching orgasm.
Geez, so vulgar about it.
I know. I like the way they describe it. I'm like, well, there's a bit more nuance than that. I'm doing other stuff.
It's borderline magic there, Mr. Scientist person.
Why don't you put your clipboard down and look me in the eyes?
You would know if you've tried it.
You son of a bitch. So they say many men gravitate towards this efficient method at a young age to reduce the risk of getting caught. Yeah. Why are you taking so long in the bathroom? Mom!
You should have ran out of hot water like 30 minutes ago.
Laura, leave him alone. He's making sure everything's clean. Well, I just hope he's okay. Oh, he's okay, Laura.
You're like a scientist, Laura. Leave him alone.
Put down your clipboard and why don't you come in your own bedroom? When this technique is used for an extended period of time, it becomes routine. More pressure and vigor are necessary to achieve the same levels of stimulation. Increasing tolerance creates a positive feedback effect that further desensitizes penile sensation during stimulation, ultimately producing the characteristic effects of death grip syndrome.
Ooh, so basically you're putting too much pressure on it. You're killing the nerves.
And also, it's like, and it's also like you're desensitizing yourself. You know, it's like, it's, I guess to put it a different way, it's the equivalent of, say you're smoking or doing cocaine. Okay. And then you're like, and then, after you do cocaine for a while, like it's not the same thrill. It's not that. So, we need to get to doing something harder. So then you start smoking heroin or shooting heroin.
Do you really go from cocaine to heroin? I thought you'd go to more of an upper. Or do you go to the lower than the upper? I've never done drugs, Richard.
Cocaine's an upper.
Yeah, but heroin's a downer. So why would you go from cocaine? Do you go from cocaine to meth? Is that what it is?
Is that what it is? I don't know.
I thought it would be more cocaine.
I never went past it. I mean, I've read that you don't go
All I know is from the Johnny Depp movie Blow, where he had like so much cocaine in his body that he had like 6 heart attacks in a row as his kid was being born.
Yeah. He was sitting there like with the shakes and shit.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It's like me after my wife walks in while I have the death grip going.
Bet he could still finish.
Oh, there is a story I heard about like rich dudes used to rub that on their wee-wees and they'd be hard for like hours at a time. So much
Is that
so
true?
Yeah, so much so that it would turn purple.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's like that's why there's the warning on the Viagra commercials. Like, if you have an erection for 3 to 6 hours, call your doctor. That thing's about to fall off.
Yeah. That's scary. Shawn, I'm already scared about this. Like, don't make me like worried about having a purple dick.
Well, are you taking Viagra yet? Are you, Richard? Safe place.
No. Once again, just to clarify for you, for everybody out there, there is no erectile dysfunction. It's just that if I drink too much, I can't finish, and it's happened the past 2 times that I've done it while drunk. But every other time has been fine.
Okay. You know what's weird though about those pills? So there's the one that you can take and it like works between like for like the next 12 to 18 hours. I feel like that. I don't understand how that works.
Yeah, like what? Like, do you just like like you take it in like 12 to 18? Like,
is there like an anti-venom pill? So like you take it, like your grandkids show up, you're like, fuck, they're not supposed to be over here today. You have to take the anti-venom, make it go away. Or like the mailman shows up, he's got a package, or the neighbors.
I'm trying to ride this fucking erection drug high. Everybody's over here fucking up my mellow.
John, you're sweating a lot. I don't know what it is, Laura. Must be the coffee.
Complications with this method of stimulation arise during intercourse. A vagina, for example, does not replicate this same jerking off sensation because the stimulation during sex is a much more subtle, gentle, and soft sensation than the one that occurs during death grip masturbation. Okay, that makes sense. They're saying that, it's characterized by a reliance on a single masturbation technique to climax, so the ability to climax through alternative subtle stimulation of sex commonly interferes with a male's sexual responsiveness and his ability to ejaculate. So it's basically, so the old term choking the chicken, so you are literally choking the life out of your penis. That's what you're saying. Oh, so like you only have like so many in you. Oh my gosh. Did you ever see that movie with the dude from NSYNC where like you have the number of hours on your arm? Oh, yes. And yes. Like you turn like 22 and you never age anymore, but once that number goes out, you die. Like, what if you had that on your arm? Like, this is how many more times you get with your penis. Oh my God. Would you rather want to know that or when you're going to die? Probably when I'm going to die, but the other one would be, I think, okay, if that other one was true, I would totally masturbate way less. Yeah, probably. I think everyone would. Yeah. Like, you only have 15 more. It's like, fuck, got to make these worth it. Yeah. Oh, that'd probably be great for the wives, too, because they'd be like, hey, baby, you want to? She's like, how many numbers you got left? 330. You sure you want to waste one right now? No, you're right. Let's go to bed. Yeah. Or they hurry up and get through them all because then when you're done, then it's like, oh, no, I don't have. Yeah, that's when they leave you and take all your money. Well, he's dry. Wait, that was, oh. Does it make a little ding sound at the end? Bing! Yeah. Time's up. Amazon sends you a toaster automatically. What else do you got? Nothing. You have so much worth it. Holy cow, you have so much more time for other things, though. Like, well, you can't do that anymore. Yeah. Okay, so how to reverse. So now we're going to talk about how to reverse it. All right. Okay. So we understand that you have death grip now. Are we saying that I have it? Do I have it? I'm leaning that way. Oh God! But there's a clinical study on it, so I think we can all agree that it's a thing. Yeah, it's a thing as much as like somebody paid some money for somebody to say it's a thing. Okay, that works for me. Perfect. But it sounds like there's a cure. Okay. Is it like buy your significant other diamonds and a new car and a new house? Wait a minute. Who wrote this? Okay, there are
Amanda and Tiffany, those smart ladies.
Well, they got me.
Yep. House is buying a new house right now. Car's been ordered.
They earned this. They went to all this trouble. There are several techniques that may be used to increase the chances of ejaculation during sex for someone who experiences the complications of DGS. In order to reconnect and recondition one's sensitivity levels during stimulation, one can follow several principal steps.
I feel like this is interesting. This is probably published in some medical journal somewhere.
I know, right? Shawn, this is like WikiHow. Like you could put this up and like put little pictures with it. Okay. So step one. This is at step one, right? So step one, they're telling me to cease and desist. They're telling me to take a break from stimulation for a period of at least 1 week.
That's doable.
While it may require some self-discipline, that's true.
Shit, Richard, this is Death Grip Rehab. This is like the 10-step program for Death Grip.
Yeah. I have to stop for a week. While it may require some self-discipline, allow sexual tension and desire to build by abstaining from sex and masturbation. It is often helpful to use this time to examine the aspects of your lifestyle that enhance or detract from your overall sexual health and well-being. Basically, they're like, you know what? Stop jerking off so fucking much and figure out exactly what the fuck you're doing with yourself.
If you're having trouble holding off for a week, you might want to get some help.
So that's what they're saying. They're saying stop jerking off so much and fucking get your life together. What are you doing?
Oh, even this article is judging me.
It is.
I haven't even jerked off and I feel shame.
It is often helpful to use this time to examine the aspects of your lifestyle. Fuck you, University of California. What do you know?
Not even a real doctor yet.
Yeah. I bet you guys, you guys aren't even, you're undergraduates. Fucking undergrads telling me what to do or not do with my own penis. I'll do what I please. Fucking Ivy League bastards in your ivory towers.
Well, that's how you got to this point, Richard. Says you.
Yeah, what do you know?
Where you at? I can't see you.
Okay, so stop for a week and fucking get my shit together. All right, fair enough.
That feels like a tough week, especially if you had what if you had to talk to somebody that whole week? They're like, so how are your urges?
Yeah. You know what this is? It's like it's the contest in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Where they, so we should do it. Oh my God, Shawn, we could see this would be our rehab. Like we do it together. So we'd make a bet with each other.
Or it's, what's that? There's that other movie like 40 Days and 40 Nights. That dude he gives up sex for Lent.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like that. Yeah.
Do you feel like if you give it up, like if you're like, okay, I'm not doing this for a week, like that's when all the sexual stimulation like fucking comes out of the woodwork?
I don't know. I'd be interested. Like, I know that 40 Days and 40 Nights, like the one dude was like getting hit on the whole time by like all these girls, like just like crazy, like coming out of the woodworks. Yeah. And the other dude that did it, like his wife was so much happier. Like, I think that would depress me even more. She's like, you haven't really bugged me for sex, and I kind of like it. Like, I'm so much happier now. Like, yeah, me too.
Yeah. It's always, I always find it, it's like when you're single and like you can't like find a girl to save your life, but then the second you get a girlfriend, then like everybody's, all the girls are looking at you different. Is that because women are just shitty people to each other? I
don't know. My only real experience though was like when I was in college, I was single for like a year, and it was kind of that same thing where like I finally got a girlfriend, and it was like some late night, like 2 or 3 different girls that we worked with were like, oh yeah, I totally would have like wanted to date you. Like, yeah. What? Really?
Yeah. Where the fuck were you 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Where were you 2 months ago? Where were you last week? God damn it. Okay, so now we're on week 2, Shawn. So we've had our week of no stimulation.
Okay.
No sex. No touching yourself.
How do you shower? That's where it gets dangerous. That's
very gently.
Yeah, that's where you almost can relapse. Day 2.
I was just lathering. God damn it.
It went off on its own, I swear.
I was just cleaning it.
What happens if you have like a nocturnal emission in that first week?
Well, I don't think that counts.
Oh, okay.
That's not your fault. At least that's what Mom always said when she washed my sheets.
I don't know what happened, Mom. I was in a field with a princess.
And then she was always like, Richard, it's called nocturnal emissions, not 12 p.m. in the afternoon emissions. It's not called early afternoon emissions.
Potato, Mom.
Well, whatever. You're washing the sheets. Okay, so after a week of masturbatory and sexual abstinence, one may begin to masturbate, but only once during this period.
I feel like that's the point where you're going to light candles and make it like super special. Take yourself out to a nice dinner.
It's like you in a sock on the other side of the table.
You're in a fight. Oh, she'll have the red wine.
We'll take a bottle to go, please.
Sir, you're scaring the other customers. Oh, it's our anniversary.
I guess we'll just take this up to our room.
Sir, this is Applebee's. There are no rooms.
I beg to differ, sir. What was that room in the back? That's a stall in the men's bathroom.
Well, any port in a storm, Rob.
Potato.
You just hear from the bathroom. Oh!
It was so worth it. So worth
it. Clean up on aisle 7.
So it is essential for sexual urges to allow erections to occur naturally without excitation by premeditated stimulation. So basically what they're saying is, it sounds like what they're saying is like, let the erection come. Don't
force it.
Yeah, don't wait until like Sunday night at 12:01 a.m. and then be like, okay, and fucking fire up Pornhub. Week's over.
I've already got my playlist ready. And I'm done.
No, what they're saying is that you just like want the erection to just show up.
This does feel like a very California New Age kind of BS thing.
It should not be a situation. It should not be a situation of I command myself to masturbate now.
That's what I do now.
I know, right? I know, and it freaks out the kids because I stand up from the couch and I'm like, time to masturbate now.
Dad, I have friends over.
And my youngest is like, Dad, Mom, and then Amanda's just like, it's just let him go.
It's a phase. He's going through rehab. Kids.
Boy, bring me my sock.
No, Dad, no. In fact, I think I'm going to go talk to somebody.
I feel like I need to talk to somebody. But it should not be that kind of situation, but rather my body commands me to masturbate now. So don't tell your body what to do. Let your body tell you what to do, Shawn. That's what we're saying.
Listen to your heart, not your mind.
You know, but see, here's my issue with this, okay? I have a life. I have things to do. I'm a busy guy. I have work.
You're at work, and it's like, nope, body commands me to right now.
I have to go. Boss, bring me my sock. So yeah, like I have a life. Like usually, like my masturbation schedule is on my time. Like you get it when you can get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I can't just wait for fucking it to happen.
Well, it's always going to happen at like the most inconvenient times too.
Exactly. Be walking through the store and be like, "Oh my God, it's finally happened!" Just push the cart down the aisle, run off, arms in the air. Whee!
Grab a bottle of olive oil.
My time has arrived. I'll pay for this later.
I'm going on an adventure.
After having waited for the time to come, a vigorous and efficiently achieved orgasm will no longer be the point. Pleasurable stimulation rather than completion should be the priority in order to take your time, increase enjoyment, and ultimately relax. The technique must be varied with subtle movements, slow strokes, a looser grip, and personal lubricants.
Okay. They're kind of making this sound very like romantic.
I know. That's what I'm like. Earlier we were fucking joking about the candles or whatever, but that's kind of what they're saying.
You imagine your wife walks in there, pants around your ankles, candles lighting everywhere. She's like, "You're going to start a fire. Babe, this is me time. Go away."
Oh, God, you're going to pour that on yourself. Is that what you're into now? I'm not doing it. I'm saying no to the nipple clamps. No, baby, this is for romance. Oh, well, I like romance. It's not for you. Get out.
I've only got 15 more of these. Look at my arm.
In fact, the incorporation of a condom or a sex toy, such as a fleshlight, are recommended in order to mimic the sensation of the gentle, lubricated friction that occurs during intercourse.
It sounds like a way to get a fleshlight on your like insurance. Like, no, I need this for health reasons.
Oh my God!
These people in California are smart.
You're a fucking genius.
Yep. Nope, I want to use my HSA for this, babe. I'm getting the deluxe edition.
All of a sudden, Blue Cross and Blue Shield is like, why are we getting all these receipts for fleshlights?
It's rehab.
Okay, so that's week 2. So at week 2, we just do it once. But it's like special. Okay?
It's always special.
It's a time not filled with anxiety or dread.
So it sounds like in that day you have to kick everybody out of the house too. Like you want the house to yourself. Or maybe you get yourself a hotel room.
Exactly. Get yourself a hotel room.
Yeah, get a nice robe.
Yeah, you like lay everything out, like you know, like on the bed, like you'd have this towel, and on it you put like your Lubriderm, you put your fleshlight, put some fucking wet wipes down, and you don't watch porn. That's the thing, is because you're not trying to force the erection to happen. Like you're just living your life. But again, that's like I said, you know, I have a schedule, and so like I can't just sit there and wait for shit to happen.
Yeah, it is kind of difficult. Like if it happens, do you do it right then, or do you like get your hotel at that point? Like you're walking through the hotel lobby, like I need a room for 1, please. Well, 2 if you count my sock.
Right now.
Oh, never mind.
I'll be back tomorrow.
This one doesn't count.
Okay, so now we're at week 3. At week 3 and 4, we repeat the same technique that were previously described, but with increasing frequency of 2 to 3 times per week. Continue only to masturbate when an erection happens on its own. Additionally, make sure that time permits for one to pace themselves so the process is not rushed and one does not revert to the old efficient ways.
Ah, yeah.
Love thyself. Podcaster, love thyself. Repeat the okay. So, if the symptoms of death grip syndrome become less pervasive during sexual activity, the frequency of masturbation can continue to be increased, but it is critical that techniques do not become static. Men should keep experimenting with different approaches to stimulation. The steps in this procedure may be exceeded in longer intervals if increased sensitivity is desired. So basically they're saying like, keep it slow.
Spice it up. Change it up a little bit.
Yeah. Go overhand.
Go overhand, underhand. Give yourself a sleeper.
Buy more fleshlights.
Hey, can I get these at CVS? What happens if you go to CVS? Like, hey, can I get one of those here on my insurance card? I need that right now. The moment's just hit me.
I'll know that this is a thing when I go to like Walgreens to get a script and there's fleshlights like behind the counter at the pharmacy.
All right, I need you to inspect this before you leave, please.
I need one of those. What? How sick do you have to be to get one of those? What do I need to have? I have that.
I can get a doctor's note.
All right. So what if you still cannot reach orgasm during sexual intercourse? If the previously described techniques have been ineffective in reversing the symptoms, communicate with your partner about the difficulties you were having.
Ooh.
That's fun.
Have you started that point yet, Richard? So you take care of yourself. You can take care of yourself. You just can't do it with sex. Is that what this is saying?
I can't do it. Okay. So just to be specific, I can't finish during sex while drunk.
Yeah.
And this is a new problem. Like, this is something that has just come up. I can still finish during sex. I can still finish jerking off. I haven't jerked off while drunk.
Well, that's what I do every Friday night.
First I drink, and then I cry, and then I masturbate, and then I sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. How difficult is that conversation?
Yeah, because that's one that it definitely goes down the path like, oh, is it me? It's me, isn't it? You want to see other women. You want to have a threesome. No, babe, what? Wait.
Are you into that?
Is that on the table? Whack. Oh, no.
No, it's not on the table. That's stupid. I'm sorry, I'm drunk.
Richard, it's 12:01 on a Tuesday.
Hang on, I'm going on an adventure. Some men experience performance anxiety because of their previous failures. Guilty.
Yeah. Oh no, it's happening again.
So making your partner aware of your anxiety can help to alleviate it. I don't think that's true. That makes it worse.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big mood killer. You're about to get sexy with your lady. Like, okay, I just want to put this out there right now. Last couple times I've been a little nervous, a little anxious, and I haven't been able to perform.
Okay, so just to put it on Front Street, the last couple times we had sex while I was drunk, I spit on your back. That wasn't me. I spit on your back and then went to sleep.
She's like, wait, we had sex the last time I went to sleep? I was sleeping the whole time.
Oh. I still made you eggs, though. That wasn't you. That was Jeff. Damn it.
He makes some damn good eggs.
That guy's everywhere. Let's see. One may want to consider masturbating with the new techniques right up until the point of climax, then switching to intercourse in order to become more accustomed to the sensation of orgasming during sex.
Wow, how's that going to go with your partner? No, listen, let me do this first.
Just let me get started, and then I'll just jump in. Okay, just stay there. Just don't look at me. Just don't look in my eyes. Look. You can look at me. Just don't look at my face.
Oh, I'm gonna go lay in traffic.
Oh.
This 10-step program is not sounding too good, Richard.
No.
It's like, you want to be cured of death grip? Here's your choices. Nope, I'll live with it.
If problems continue, consider speaking to a physician or sex therapist, as the origin of the issue may be caused by health issues such as diabetes, nerve damage, various medications, or surgery that disturbs the sphincter muscle. What does that have to do with it?
I don't know. They had to get sphincter in this article somehow.
I say that, and you were like, I don't know, but I looked in your eyes, says you do know.
Well, I think your colon can have issues with that.
Is that why?
Your prostate?
Is that why some dudes like the finger in the bum?
Maybe. Well, that was that movie Road Trip.
Yeah.
Like that one dude met the doctor that milked the prostate, which while I worked at that same place we worked at, that restaurant, there was a nurse that went in there. She's like, yeah, that's totally true. And she kind of like gave me like a wink and like a nudge, like, hey. I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
You gotta have it when you're 40, right?
Yeah, well, no, that's different. Like milking the prostate and like getting the checkups, two different things. If your doctor's milking the prostate while you're getting checked out, you might want to call a lawyer and get a new doctor.
Or not.
Ding, ding.
Ding dong.
Dr. Robinson said everything checked out.
And guess what? My death grip's cured.
Richard, you've been going to this doctor every month. Like clockwork.
And why do you bring candles? And you start off your doctor's appointment with a reservation at Applebee's.
And where the hell is my Ace of Base CD?
All that she wants is another baby. She ain't going. Ultimately, retarded ejaculation and the symptoms of DGS may cause frustration or anxiety. Oh, you think? But it does not have to interfere with the ability to please your partner.
Ah, yeah. It's like, hey, there's other ways you can do that, you selfish bastard.
Yep. And now it's completely been confirmed a woman wrote this. I mean, just because you can't finish doesn't mean that you shouldn't try.
Yeah. Or, go cook breakfast while Jeff comes over.
A man can still be an outstanding sexual partner while improving on his sensitivity-related performance issues. Oh my God.
You know what this is? It's like, you guys don't even really have to have sex. You can just sit and talk about your feelings or listen to your wife's day, you stupid, selfish son of a bitch.
I knew it. They saved this until the very end. I knew it. Through communication with a partner and determination to rewire one's masturbatory habits, DGS can be overcome and one can return to experience heightened levels of intimacy during intercourse with a partner. Right at the end. They're like, you don't have to finish. You could just talk.
Yeah. It always is that way too, isn't it, Richard? It's like, hey, let's just talk for a little bit before we do anything. And then like 3 hours go by, and it's like, oh, it's kind of late. Let's just go to bed. It's like a relationship death grip.
Okay, so I also found this website called curedeathgrip.com, and they're talking about how do you get it. There's a reason why.
Does it say toilet seat?
There's a reason why we all call masturbation jerking off. The term pretty much describes exactly how most guys masturbate through their entire lifetime.
I always feel like that really feels vulgar. It feels like it demeans it.
Vaginas don't jerk off a penis, Shawn. I didn't know if you knew that.
What do I look like, a doctor?
Oh my God, on the site they have links to buy a fleshlight.
Yeah, so this looks like you've shared two different versions of this. You've like the one that was written by the men trying to sell fleshlights, and the other is like the one where it's like, hey, just talk to your significant other, just hang out with them. There's other ways to reach emotion. There's ways to reach emotional orgasms. They don't always have to be physical.
And then you're like, yes, it does. I don't need emotional orgasms.
I'm going to cry afterwards either way. At least one will make me feel good.
Okay, so the apparently the fleshlight plan is exactly what the other article was talking about.
I'm telling you, I think what we've learned here, we could partner up with Fleshlight, and they need to get this diagnosed as a real disease, and then they could sell that as a cure.
And then I could be like a spokesperson for it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I
saw
fleshlights. It cured my death grip.
It can cure yours too by Richard's 10-step program.
Yeah. We call it the fleshlight bromance method.
Yeah, the FBM.
The language of fleshlight.
Well, Richard, I hope that you're feeling a little bit cured now, or at least you know the direction you need to go to cure your death grip. So, as we're tidying up this episode, do you have any closing thoughts?
I'll tell you, I don't have any closing thoughts, but I've just had this sudden sensation come on. My body's telling me something. So you do your housekeeping, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Visit our website. Can you turn the camera off while you're doing that? Visit our website, we're languageofbros.com. Follow us on Twitter, we're at languageofbro. Email us at eatthebeaver at languageofbros.com. Check out the LB Army Intelligence Report. Like us on Facebook. Go out and recruit somebody for the LB Army by getting someone you know to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and Alexa.
And when you're there, leave a review and a rating. Because we love them.
And remember, we are all part of the non-ear grip, death grip of podcasts as the Pod Bros Network.
Where everybody's healthy and they don't have any sort of issues.
And if you want to throw a little money in our tip jar, join our LB Army by going to our Patreon accounts, www.patreon.com/languageofbromance, and be like our LB Army member, Dave the Nerd.
Oh, that made me finish. Okay.
All right. Was there anything else before we close her out?
No, I'm going to sleep.
All right. Well, that's all the Bromance we have for this show. I'm Shawn.
No, I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver. You know, Richard, sometimes I wish we just had, like, emotional orgasms together and not just physical. Go to sleep. Just go to sleep. Aw, I'll go make breakfast.